Hello, everyone. I'm here today talking to you about the upcoming new. I say new, but really it's like an old game that was like teased and shown a while ago. But the new, it's pretty new. It's getting there. New Dragon Ball upcoming game known as Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra. Though a few months back it was known as Dragon Ball Project Multi. Yeah, Dragon Ball Project Multi, which when it was still known as Project Multi a few months back, I was pretty interested about this game. Like, yeah, 2024 of August, I was. Point is, I was very vested, interested in this game. It came with the times, you know. At that point in time, I was a big MOBA fan, and Dragon Ball. Oh boy, I was still a big Dragon Ball fan at that time. And it seemed pretty interesting to me. I like the graphics most of all. Like the models look beautiful. Look at that. Look at that Goku. He's beautiful. But yeah, since I was very interested, I watched a few videos from the content creators you expect who actually made content on multi. Like off the top of my head, Iron Kane, Dr. Doya, those guys, those type of guys. And I was just trying to keep myself updated on any news and info about the game, which ended after like a few days, a few weeks. I was just, I was busy at that time. Life happened. But now that the game recently announced, now that they've announced a new network test a few days ago, I have to say the interest is getting reignited within me. And now I certainly believe that that interest from back then, the interest I'm feeling right now, is probably not unfounded. Uh, you want to know why? Well, first, I think it'd be nice to give a brief summary of Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra. Those interested but unaware of the times. I don't think Dragon Ball fans are really aware of what I'm. Let's just go. So, Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra. What we know. Okay, this is mostly data from the beta test. What is Gekishin Squadra? Gekishin Squadra is a free-to-play 4v4 team battle MOBA. What if you don't know what a MOBA is? You basically spawn into an arena with your team and an enemy team, and you go around the map, explore the arena, fight enemies, non-playable characters, and actual real people, and you all fight towards a common goal or purpose, and you just try to beat each other up, basically. So it's Dragon Ball fans are actually not that far apart from this. Well, our type of content is not far from this. But yeah, well, here's Dragon Ball. These are type of MOBAs. You probably know League of Legends, of course. Dota, Pokemon Unite. This one I was a very big fan of. Uh, what I'm trying to say is, yeah, playable. It's got a wide array of devices you can play this on. You could play it on PC, on mobile devices, PS5, and the Nintendo Switch. So I am definitely interested in playing this on mobile devices, just see how it runs, and see if it runs smoothly. But that's going off topic. The goal here in Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra is you spawn into a match with a battlefield full of NPC mobs. Like in this case, in Dragon Ball's case, it's probably gonna be like Red Ribbon Grunts, who knows, Wolfmen or something. And anyways, you must compete with the enemy team in order to defeat them to level up, get stronger, gain new skills, and things like that. I know there's a level cap usually in MOBAs. I'm not sure what the level cap specifically is here in Gekishin Squadra. But aside from getting stronger, your other mission is to find these towers, which is pretty easy to find. They're on the minimap. And what you must do is that the towers actually got destruction, and you must beat them in order to open up the side of the enemy. So you just have to destroy the tower, God of Destruction, which is not easy because they will attack you actually in a set period, set length, set damage. They'll just damage you until you die or until you get out of the range. Anyways, once you beat all of them and you vanquish all of the enemy side's God of Destructions, you will be able to reach the enemy team's Dragon Ball, which once you destroy and once you open up, you can just simply press uh, X or just claim it. The goal is to basically just claim the Dragon Ball, the enemy's team, and the enemy team side. And once you do that, you win. And you have to prevent the enemy team from doing the same to you so they don't win. So it's pretty simple gameplay loop, pretty fun. MOBA, it's very MOBA, I have to say. And what differentiates Dragon Ball Gekishin is, of course, the characters. Obviously, characters are split up into three distinct roles. You have damage, you know, full on. They're just focused on being aggressive and dealing damage. Like, mm, here, let me just show. Here, like, and as an example, they put up Goku, which is a very simple card to play from what I've seen in the Dragon Ball Multi uh, beta, which I must actually preface that I have not actually played in the Dragon Ball Multi beta. So around that time, it was a very you had to actually apply to be able to join the beta, and I did not apply. Had I was busy at that time, so you know, you win and you lose, you miss and you don't miss. But anyways, yeah, damage types. There are role focusing in aggression and piling on damage. So if you just want to beat up other guys as Goku or Trunks or whoever, your bet is definitely damage. You should go for the damage role. Anyways, the next type of characters are tanks. You know, a class focused on sustaining themselves, keeping themselves alive, so to become a wall that other enemies can't really break through. You're the unbreakable wall. They're the stoppable force, and you're the unstoppable wall. It's pretty fun. Of course, here's Vegeta as the tank. I really didn't think of him as a tank, but it fits actually. And of course, the last but not the least class in Dragon Ball Gekishin is technical. Now, the name isn't as self-explanatory as like tank or damage, just because technical they made it that way because technical they're a very wide net of characters. They basically encompass all of the secondary type of classes in other games. So they have like healers, they have supports, they disrupt the enemy team by providing debuffs or anything of the like. So they're pretty unique characters. Their their mascot is over here. It's Krillin. It's pretty cool. Would you Krillin? It's Krillin. You can love Krillin. Anyways, all characters in this game are all equipped with a passive, which varies between each character. You have a rush attack, which is just a simple barrage of attacks you can just use to deal damage consistently. You have a skill 1, a skill 2, a skill 3, which have their separate cooldowns, their own different effects, which you must manage properly to do good damage, play the game, and a super attack, which, if you've played other games like what Marvel Rivals or Overwatch or anything of the like, it's like basically your ultimate. It's your big attack, big thing They'll really turn the tides in battle, so it's pretty cool. And these are the characters revealed or playable during the beta test last August. So for the damage roll, we've got Goku, we've got Trunks, we've got Piccolo, we've got Android 18. They're pretty cool. And this is during the beta test, by the way. So for a beta test, having 4 characters in one roll and 3 in the others, like that's pretty good, I won't lie. And anyways, we've got for the tanks, Vegeta, Zamasu, we've got Cooler. The technicals, we've got Krillin, of course, yes, already showed him. We've got Good Boo, and we've got Kid Gohan Namek. Now you might have noticed here that there's like arrows here pointing to what Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan full power. Like, what does that mean? Well, one thing that also sets Gekishin apart from other MOBAs is the ability to transform. You know, it's Dragon Ball staple. Dragon Ball literally made that. Don't quote me on that. Like, so at a certain level, certain time, you'll be able to transform your characters and basically just be an increase in stats different from your level. So it's pretty cool. It's a pretty unique mechanic. My thoughts on it, very interesting. I'm very excited to see what they do with it, honestly. Anyways, also, when you load into a game, you can choose a helper. Support and provide various effects and advantage for you and your team, even disrupt and attack enemy opponents. So, what I saw, there's like a few helpers available. They're not really that impactful, but they're still in the game. They're pretty cool. They're like the president of the world, like the dog guy, Mr. Satan, Davion. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's nice that they include so many niche characters and found a way to include them. But that's all, I think, all that we know from the beta test. And what we've got here is the new stuff revealed very recently. So this is what we know now from the announcement trailer. We've got the new stuff, new characters revealed in the teaser trailer. We'll get to them. But we've also got 2 new game mechanics they're planning on introducing tomorrow or in a few hours. We've got Divine Draw, which I will show you now. Divine Draw.
The match, 2 special rules will be chosen at random that will influence the entire match. The rules can have all sorts of effects. For example, one rule might cause an explosion to occur when a player is defeated, blowing away all nearby enemy players.
So something like that. Divine Draw is basically just a way to enhance the replayability of the game, make every game feel different. So it's not stale. I've heard some complaints from players before. It's like the game gets really stale, feels like a job to get through. But I think this is a pretty interesting way to really combat that. And also, the other game mechanic introduced is Gekishin Burst, which, here, let me show you. Oh, sorry, wrong tab. We've got Gekishin Squadra, Gekishin Burst.
Attackers will need to strategically use Gekishin bursts while the
So basically, the Gekishin bursts are just from the beta test. You could damage the Gods of Destruction, the towers in frames. Jeez, look at that. You could basically just damage the towers in any way. You could use your skill 1, skill 2, skill 3, your ultimates on the tower, and it would still affect it, which is the norm in MOBAs, I'm pretty sure, except like ultimates couldn't really damage. But here, they've changed that, so they're no longer affected by things like the super attacks or rush attacks or things like that. What you need to do is a Gekishin Burst, which will actually do damage, on the tower and, actually knock him out. So when you see a Gekishin Burst, you just basically just have to stop the attacker from doing it. And when you're trying to do a Gekishin Burst, you just have to really, like, full send it, hold it, I'm assuming. Anyways, now I want to introduce the new characters revealed here. This was very, very late. So the new character revealed was Bojack. He transforms into his full power form. Let me show you all. Quick, quick, quick. Here he is, full power Bojack. Basically, he is damage dealer, the damage roll, with the ability to transform into his full power state and just do a bunch of cool attacks. And the cool thing is he also utilizes the help of his crew, Bojack's crew, which I think is very, very interesting because this is just a network test, and usually characters aren't that varied. They aren't that this unique in the beta test. They won't have like people they call in or unique mechanics such as this, but like Gekishin Squadra is already introducing a character like Bojack, utilizing his crew, which is very interesting in my opinion. But let's move on. We've got also Super Oob. He's pretty cool. His main thing, he has a resource resource he uses to damage and increase the damage in his attacks, basically. We've also got Dabra, another damage dealer. He's pretty cool. I like that they're using not typical picks in this. It's very interesting. We've got Baby, a very interesting character. You wouldn't really think of him as a tank. I honestly thought they would make him a technical, but it's a very unique character in my opinion. We've also got Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla, which is a very nice pick. I also like that they're able to bring in characters from like Super and the movies and GT from Oob. Anyways, we've also got here First Form Frieza. Very nice, very interesting character. He uses it. He uses Zarbon and Dodoria, which is almost the same as Bojack's, but I think they made it somewhat different. If you want to learn more, please, I encourage you to go on Bandai Namco's channel and just watch this video. I don't really bore you all with trying to go in depth, but if you want me to, but once I play the game tomorrow in a few hours, I will definitely try to make a video trying to go in depth on all the characters, all the details you probably want to know. So we look forward to that. Anyways, there's also some, aside from the new stuff they revealed in the trailer, they also revealed changes that they're planning to add and implement. So for the first one, we've got that this one I'm less unsure about. It's something they simply addressed. I'm not sure if they're really planning on changing it in this network test, but they acknowledge the fact that during the regional beta test, there were a surprising amount of CPU matches, like a lot. People were like playing. Your whole team could be AI. The whole enemy team could be AI, something like that. Just players were definitely complaining about that. I remember that a few months ago, and they're responding to it now, which is very interesting. They still didn't really confirm if they're gonna change that, but I'm looking forward to what they're gonna do about that. And the big change really that they're gonna make is the Great Ape. The Great Ape, oh boy. Um, if you've played games like Pokemon Unite or just another MOBA, it's basically like the big boss you have to take down that really turn the tides in battle. Like most people just wait until the big boss spawns to really like start focusing, start locking in because that's really the only time you can make a comeback if you're behind or you can really make sure the enemy team can make a comeback if you're ahead. So it's something that's really important. And in Gekishin Squadra, that's the Great Ape. And yeah, the Great Ape, while it did serve its intended purpose, it might look very frustrating, you know. It's part of the course for these types of things. So what they're planning to do instead of trying to change it in any way that might be difficult or the players might not accept, instead they're going to focus on just removing it. They're just going to rework it, probably find a new way to implement it, which I like. It's very interesting, and this is just a network quest. not the final game. Um, I just want to see what they're gonna do with it. So that's all for the new date, the new stuff they showed off. It's this game. I'm definitely interested on what they're gonna do because I want to bring up my point from earlier. Actually, this game, it looks like a game that every Dragon Ball fan should keep their eyes on. Like, even if you're not a fan of MOBAs, it looks beautiful. It shows all the guides, and it's uh, even if you don't like MOBAs, like this looks like a fun enough experience if you like the Dragon Ball IP. It's definitely something you should try at least once, I say. Um, I mean, from what I see, from what this network test video shows, this game looks to be something every Dragon Ball fan should keep their eyes on, and something that like has a lot of potential. Not just to be like an amazing MOBA, like also a title that's like on the other level of Legends or Dokkan, another signature Dragon Ball mobile game. You know, what I mean by that is like this game. It already looks to be just from the what I've seen from videos of the regional beta test. It already has the makings of a great live service game. Like the menu, it's fine. The way you unlock characters, it's very run by the mill. It's very huge. Unused currency to unlock characters, which is normal. It's free to play, so it's gonna have elements like that. But what I'm saying is definitely being set up for success by Bandai Namco and the other people there at Toei. So, and what we've seen here from this announcement video, these developers are definitely not afraid to like announce their shortcomings and address their complaints they receive from the community, which is something that's very, very, very not seen, not unlike Dokkan. Dokkan, I'm not really sure. It's been a while, but I definitely quit because I didn't like it. But they definitely listen to their fans. They implement things that will really help the community, help the game, keep the game alive, flourish. It's definitely very, very promising. And they're not deaf at all. Like, sure, it's been a few months since the beta test, and they could have maybe changed a few more things, uh, but they're definitely working to improve the game. They're definitely not just gonna like go radio silent, not change anything at all, keep the game stagnant. Just very, very nice. So all that's to say, I am definitely hyped about Gekishin Squadra. I made this video like how late, how late because I'm very, very excited. I'm definitely hyped, and you'll definitely catch me playing tomorrow if y'all are gonna play. I definitely look forward to what they're gonna put out. Very, very, very excited, and I made this video because very unscripted, but that's all I think. And thank you all for staying until the end if you did, and hope to see you all again. Hope to make more videos again. Hope to catch you all another time. Peace.